Imagine standing on the deck of a cruise ship at sunrise, coffee warm in your hands, while the ocean beneath you barely moves, reflecting the sky like a mirror instead of crashing and rolling beneath your feet. Because despite what movies and headlines suggest, some of the calmest, smoothest seas on Earth exist precisely where geography, climate, and nature work together in perfect balance. And in this video, we are exploring those rare regions where cruising feels more like floating through air than sailing on water, breaking the myth that all oceans are unpredictable and rough, and revealing how enclosed seas, protected coastlines, stable weather systems, and carefully planned cruise routes allow travelers to experience the ocean at its most peaceful, making cruising not only accessible but deeply relaxing, even for first-time travelers or those who normally avoid the sea. Understanding what makes seas calm. When people imagine the ocean, they often picture towering waves, dramatic storms, and ships battling against nature. Yet the reality is that most of the world's oceans spend a great deal of time in a relatively stable state, and in certain regions that stability becomes the defining feature. Calm seas are not a matter of luck. They are the result of geography, atmospheric patterns, and water behavior working together. Wind is the primary driver of waves, and where wind is limited or consistently mild, wave height remains low. Enclosed or semi-enclosed seas are especially protected, because land masses block long-distance wind fetch, which is the distance wind travels across open water to build energy. Without that long stretch of uninterrupted wind, waves simply do not have the space to grow large. Temperature also plays a role. In regions where water temperature remains relatively stable throughout the year, sudden storms are less common. Cold and warm air collisions often cause turbulent weather, but in places with gradual seasonal shifts, the atmosphere tends to behave more predictably. Currents matter as well. Strong opposing currents can amplify wave motion, while gentle, uniform currents tend to smooth the surface of the sea. All of these factors explain why certain cruising regions have earned a reputation for being remarkably smooth, even during longer voyages. Cruise lines understand this science very well. Routes are planned not only for scenic value and port access, but also for passenger comfort. Ships are designed with stabilization systems, yet the calmness of the water itself remains the most important factor. By choosing regions where nature already provides a stable environment, cruise itineraries can deliver a sailing experience that feels effortless and serene. The Mediterranean Sea is a natural calm zone. The Mediterranean Sea is often considered the gold standard for calm water cruising, and for good reason. Nearly surrounded by land, this vast body of water is shielded from the powerful oceanic swells that dominate the open Atlantic. Wind systems in the region tend to be seasonal and predictable, and while certain localized winds exist, they rarely create long-lasting rough conditions across the entire sea. The result is a cruising environment that feels controlled and comfortable, especially along coastal routes. Cruising the Mediterranean often feels like gliding across a large lake rather than crossing an ocean. The water surface is frequently smooth, particularly during late spring and summer, when high-pressure systems dominate the region. These conditions allow ships to sail close to shore, further reducing wave exposure. Ports are plentiful and closely spaced, meaning overnight sailings are shorter and less prone to weather changes. Beyond comfort, the Mediterranean offers a visual calm that enhances the physical experience. Clear blue water, predictable sunshine, and gentle horizons create a sense of ease that resonates with travelers. Even those who are sensitive to motion often report feeling stable throughout the journey, which explains why this region remains one of the most popular choices for first-time cruisers and seasoned travelers alike. The Caribbean and its protected cruising routes. The Caribbean is another region frequently associated with calm seas, though its reputation is sometimes misunderstood due to seasonal storms. For much of the year, especially outside peak storm periods, the Caribbean offers some of the smoothest sailing conditions available. Many islands are surrounded by shallow banks and coral shelves, which naturally dampen wave energy. Additionally, trade winds in the region are steady rather than erratic, creating consistent but gentle motion. Cruise itineraries in the Caribbean are carefully designed to take advantage of these conditions. Routes often weave between islands rather than crossing open expanses of water, keeping ships within relatively protected corridors. This island-hopping approach reduces exposure to long ocean swells and allows for calmer nights at sea. The warmth of the water also contributes to atmospheric stability. Warm seas reduce the likelihood of sudden temperature shifts in the air, which helps prevent abrupt weather changes. When conditions are right, the Caribbean Sea can appear almost motionless, creating a cruising experience that feels relaxed and predictable. For travelers seeking both tropical beauty and gentle sailing, this region continues to be a favorite. Southeast Asia and the tranquility of enclosed waters. Southeast Asia offers a lesser-known but equally impressive collection of calm cruising waters. Regions such as the Gulf of Thailand and parts of the South China Sea are partially enclosed by land, limiting wave formation and reducing exposure to open ocean conditions. These waters are often described as silky smooth, particularly during dry seasons when monsoon winds are absent. The geography of Southeast Asia plays a critical role. Numerous islands, peninsulas, and shallow continental shelves break up wind patterns and absorb wave energy. Instead of long rolling swells, the water tends to move in small, gentle motions that are barely noticeable aboard modern cruise ships. This makes the region especially appealing for travelers seeking a peaceful maritime experience combined with rich cultural destinations. Cruising in Southeast Asia also benefits from relatively short distances between ports. Similar to the Mediterranean, frequent stops mean less time spent sailing overnight, which further reduces the chance of encountering changing weather. The combination of natural protection and thoughtful route planning creates an environment where the sea feels calm, welcoming, and surprisingly quiet. The Baltic Sea and Northern European stability. The Baltic Sea may not immediately come to mind when thinking of calm cruising, yet it consistently delivers smooth sailing conditions. Almost entirely enclosed by Northern Europe, the Baltic is one of the most protected seas in the world. It lacks the deep water swells found in open oceans and is largely shielded from extreme weather systems. Winds in the Baltic tend to be moderate and predictable, especially during late spring and summer. The shallow nature of the sea also limits wave height, as there is simply not enough depth for large swells to form. For cruise passengers, this translates into a steady, almost imperceptible motion that allows for comfortable movement throughout the ship. The visual experience of the Baltic enhances this sense of calm. Long daylight hours, cool temperatures, and gentle horizons contribute to a peaceful atmosphere. Cruising between historic ports feels more like a scenic journey than a voyage across challenging waters, making this region particularly appealing for travelers who value comfort and cultural exploration. The Arabian Gulf and desert-protected waters. The Arabian Gulf is another example of how geography creates calm seas. Narrow, shallow, and almost completely enclosed, the Gulf is shielded from major oceanic forces. Wind patterns in the region are generally stable, and while temperatures can be extreme, the water itself remains relatively calm throughout much of the year. Cruising in the Arabian Gulf often surprises travelers who expect harsh conditions. Instead, they find smooth sailing, clear skies, and minimal wave activity. The shallow depth of the Gulf limits the development of large waves, and surrounding landmasses block long-distance wind fetch. As a result, the sea surface frequently appears flat and reflective. This region demonstrates that calm seas are not limited to traditionally temperate climates. Even in areas known for intense heat, the right combination of geography and atmospheric stability can produce ideal cruising conditions. For travelers interested in modern cities, desert landscapes, and tranquil waters, the Arabian Gulf offers a unique and comfortable experience. River cruising and coastal calm, while ocean cruising often receives the most attention. River and coastal cruising represent the calmest sailing experiences available. Rivers are inherently protected environments with no opportunity for large waves to form. Coastal routes, when carefully selected, offer similar benefits by keeping ships close to shore and away from open water. River cruises provide an almost motionless journey, making them ideal for travelers who are particularly sensitive to movement. The sense of floating rather than sailing creates a relaxing environment that allows passengers to focus entirely on scenery and onboard comfort. Coastal cruises, especially in regions with sheltered shorelines, strike a balance between ocean and river experiences. These options highlight the spectrum of calm available in cruising. From fully enclosed rivers to semi-protected seas, travelers can choose the level of maritime exposure that best suits their comfort. Understanding these distinctions empowers travelers to select itineraries that align with their expectations and preferences. The experience of cruising on calm seas changes the entire perception of ocean travel. Movement becomes subtle rather than disruptive, and the ship feels like a stable platform instead of a vessel constantly adjusting to waves. This stability enhances every aspect of the journey, from dining and sleeping to entertainment and relaxation. On calm seas, outdoor spaces become more enjoyable. Pools remain smooth, deck chairs stay steady, and walking along open decks feels natural and effortless. The absence of constant motion allows passengers to fully immerse themselves in the environment. Whether that means watching the horizon, reading a book, or simply enjoying the quiet. Psychologically, calm seas reduce anxiety for many travelers. Fear of motion sickness or instability often disappears after the first day of smooth sailing. This creates a positive feedback loop, where comfort leads to relaxation, and relaxation enhances enjoyment. Calm seas do not just improve physical comfort, they transform the emotional experience of travel. Best seasons for calm water cruising. Timing plays a crucial role in experiencing the calmest seas. Even the most protected regions have periods of increased wind or weather activity. Understanding seasonal patterns allows travelers to maximize their chances of smooth sailing. In many regions, late spring and summer offer the most stable conditions. As high-pressure systems dominate and storms are less frequent, shoulder seasons can also provide excellent calm, often with fewer crowds and pleasant temperatures. Avoiding known storm periods such as tropical cyclone seasons further increases the likelihood of gentle seas. Cruise lines publish detailed seasonal schedules based on decades of data. By aligning travel plans with these schedules, passengers can take advantage of nature's most predictable patterns. Calm seas are not a matter of chance. They are the result of informed planning and regional knowledge. Myths about cruising and rough seas. One of the most persistent myths about cruising is that rough seas are unavoidable. This belief often stems from dramatic portrayals in media or isolated experiences in open ocean crossings. In reality, most cruise itineraries are designed specifically to avoid challenging conditions. Modern ships are equipped with advanced stabilization technology, yet even the best technology works best when paired with calm water. The regions discussed throughout this video consistently provide that natural stability. Understanding this reality helps dispel unnecessary fears and opens the door to a wider audience of potential cruisers. Another myth is that calm seas are boring. In truth, calm water enhances the cruising experience by allowing travelers to focus on destinations, onboard amenities, and personal relaxation. The absence of constant motion does not diminish the adventure, refines it. Choosing the right cruise for calm seas. Selecting a calm water cruise involves more than just choosing a destination. It requires attention to itinerary design, ship size, and seasonal timing. Shorter sailing distances between ports, sheltered routes, and regions with stable climates all contribute to a smoother journey. Larger ships tend to feel more stable due to their size and advanced design, though smaller vessels can also offer calm experiences when operating in protected waters. Consulting cruise line descriptions and expert recommendations helps ensure expectations align with reality. Ultimately, the calmest seas are found where knowledge and nature intersect. By understanding the factors that influence ocean behavior, travelers can make informed decisions that prioritize comfort without sacrificing exploration. The emotional appeal of calm sea travel beyond physical comfort. Calm seas offer a deeper emotional appeal. The gentle rhythm of smooth water creates a meditative atmosphere that encourages reflection and presence. Travel becomes less about endurance and more about enjoyment. Many travelers describe calm water cruising as transformative. The absence of constant movement allows the mind to settle, creating space for genuine relaxation. This emotional benefit is often overlooked, yet it plays a significant role in why people return to these regions again and again. Cruising on calm seas reconnects travelers with the original allure of maritime travel: serenity, beauty, and a sense of effortless motion. It is not about conquering the ocean, but about moving in harmony with it. Closing thoughts on the calmest seas on Earth. The calmest seas on Earth are not hidden secrets. They are well-understood regions shaped by geography, climate, and thoughtful planning. From enclosed seas and protected gulfs to island-filled tropics and serene rivers, these waters redefine what cruising can be. By choosing the right destinations and seasons, travelers can experience the ocean at its most peaceful. Calm seas invite a new perspective on travel, one where comfort and exploration coexist seamlessly. For anyone who has ever hesitated at the thought of sailing, these regions offer reassurance, beauty, and a gentle welcome to the world of cruising.